As you know, mediation is a pretty good way to resolve disputes, and disputes unfortunately have become a way of life these days. I've talked about different ways of resolving disputes, and obviously arbitration and litigation are the more sort of understood ways of resolving disputes. But mediation is a way, sort of as a first step, something you could do to resolve the dispute with limited costs and perhaps quite a lot to gain from it if you approach mediation correctly. Now, in one instance, I had a client that was basically using me as a mediator. But what tended to happen in that situation is I was more of a listener, because it was a forum where they had a neutral party like me, where they felt comfortable to talk to each other and try and resolve the dispute. So it was really positive and it was a really good result. In another case, I've been in a mediation where unfortunately the situation has been such that the client had no intention of really reaching an understanding or resolving the dispute. They were simply using the mediation as a tactic to escalate to a larger sort of litigation, as it was in this case, and they were not really approaching the mediation in a way that I would advise people to, because it is actually a really good way to try and listen to each other and find common ground in order to resolve a dispute. Now, disputes normally come across or happen because of lack of communication between parties. They don't just happen overnight. It's usually something that's triggered by an event or a couple of events or things that have happened in the company, or if a company is losing money. But realistically, if you think about it, disputes arise as a result of lack of communication. So I am an advocate for mediation. It's not a binding process, so parties can change their minds after a mediation, but I have found when parties have communicated, it has definitely helped, and in many cases it has alleviated the aspects that raised the dispute in the first place.